me by hair, I don't give a damn.
You're gonna need a bigger boat. He's looking at you, kid.
Out with the old and in with the new as George Lazenby steps into the empty shoes of 007. The newcomer does what I believe is a fantastic job of taking over for the disgruntled Sean Connery. Lazenby's got the look, he's got the cadence, and for someone who had never acted before, he has a surprising knack for it. The producer's goal in replacing Connery was to find someone who could easily handle Bond's uber-suave nature, and Lazenby does this almost to a fault. From the very first second that we see him with his nifty little gun barrel move, the man simply oozes excessive bravado and ultra-confidence. Unfortunately, Lazenby's devil-may-care attitude on and off set are essentially what got him fired from the role. As for Bond's arch-nemesis, Blofeld is once again portrayed by a new actor. Telly Savalas brings an entirely different approach from his predecessor. Spectre's infamous leader finally feels like a legitimate threat, matching Bond physically rather than just being some scrawny whip with a bad eye and a gun. That said, I never really dug the whole plastic surgery plotline, as each successive actor feels completely unlike the previous, ranging too wildly in age and build and personality. And of course, the elephant in the room. James Bond cashes in the bachelor card and becomes an honest man, marrying Tracy Draco. And I love the human element that has been noticeably absent from the previous films. Both the character and the actress, Game of Thrones' own Diana Rigg, are phenomenal, this being the first truly non-embarrassing female character in a 007 film. Though, sadly, even she isn't completely immune to the occasional gender role enforcement. So not that I should have expected much from a Bond film, but I never really felt a realistic love connection between the two. His attraction to her seems primarily based on her abilities as a getaway driver, which doesn't really set her apart from any of the previous Bond girls in any way. Mostly I was terribly disappointed in the way they handled her death. The writers had our protagonist blast through denial, anger, bargaining, and depression in about 2.5 seconds flat, rocketing straight towards acceptance. The performance was dry and completely hollow, and then the film just ends. Just like that. The very least they could have done was end on some sort of a badass note, having Bond swear vengeance on Blofeld. Hell, if it came to it, I'd have even forgiven the writers for giving James the old classic, "This time, it's personal."